you go. Let me go get the other bowl. Tux is here and he's good, but he's under the window. It's in the 20s and I'm seeing my breath again. It's just a little colder than I'd like. There wasn't ice here on the front porch water bowl, but the backyard water bowls were froze up good. So I'm getting everybody fresh water, including up front. There's my pretty Ruby. Heard the driveway alert go off, so Don's either on his way out with the unicycle or on his way in with the unicycle. What you doing over there, Tux? You're not gonna get into trouble, are you? I hope not. Good morning, Ruby. Oh, that's right. She put on 2022.4.5.1 last night. Save dash cam clips. Yeah, look like all the stuff you get to do, you don't get to do with Ruby. No paper? Or it's just behind, behind your back. Okay. Yeah, what it's trying to say is you can move this camera with the square around it down to the bottom bar now so that you can quickly save dash cam clips. Although in the Model X, at least the older Model X, we're still seeing the icon up here. I don't know about the Sentry Mode icon, but definitely the dash cam.
Bye.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, perfect on cue.
It's on the list.
Yeah, it's on the list. That's right.
Yeah, you can see the dash cam icon. I'm not going to move it since I still have the one at the top. I don't need one at the bottom. I'm used to reaching up anyway. Apparently, they brought back some of these across the top under certain conditions for certain cars, which in Jules it's sort of missing altogether. So hopefully when Jules get this, which Jules doesn't have it yet, Jules does still not get a software update. That it'll be back up there for Jules, because Jules really needs it. They did that Colorizer thing, and I don't know what that has to do with not being able to do it in this car, but as best as I can tell, I'll have to look up on that. But the release notes I read said the colorizing of the car, the app thing, that it was only on 2021X and up. I don't know. It's not like I was going to change Ruby's color anyway. Alright, let's see if Ruby takes a dive over here into the turn lane, like her and Jules have been so apt to do lately. Yep. I'll be glad when they fix that spot. The car can handle it, both cars. It's consistent. Basically, autopilot there has a little bit of a problem. Traffic holdups this morning. Of course, I say that, come over the hill, and immediately see a police officer with his lights on, although it looks like the hood is up on the car and they're having some sort of mechanical issue this morning. I was gonna say we're making good time. 7:25 arrival. Ruby says it's 26 out there. We've certainly seen another hard frost. I got Johnny dropped off, no problem. This weekend, Friday and Monday, is a 4-day weekend teacher work day for the high school, but not for the college. So we'll be downtown, Johnny says, Friday and Monday, but it'll be on a little bit of a modified drop off and pick up. It'll be a shorter day, like a 3.5 hour window, a little later in the morning, early afternoon, something like that. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to go on, but I'll get him down here and get him home when he tells me it's, he needs drop off and pick up, whatever those times are. I just think it's going to be something like 9 to 12:30 or 8:30 to 12 or something like that. I just double checked and Jules still does not have a software update. When are we going to get a software update? Well, mostly this is for, you know, FSD beta. It's been a long time since we've had any of the finessing the new changes put on Jules. So I haven't been maybe quite as excited to do FSD driving because it seems like it just would be more telling if we had the latest and greatest on Jules. But Don will be picking me up at Tesla Wednesday morning. So Wednesday morning tomorrow, I'm going to drive Johnny to school, then drive to Tesla, drop off Ruby, and he's going to pick me up there, and Jules will drive home. Then in the afternoon, I'll take Jules to get Johnny and go home, and then Dawn and I will go in Jules back to Tesla to get Ruby, assuming they say that Ruby's done. So it's going to be a lot of extra on the road Wednesday. And, you know, I'm sure we'll do some FSD beta then, but I'd really like to have an update for Jules, which we don't have yet. The charge stats screen for Ruby says that in the last 31 days, we've used 790 kilowatt hours, spent $63 on electricity. That's at 8 cents a kilowatt hour off peak. And the equivalent, according to the app, would have been $294. So quite a good bit of savings there, over $200 in savings, $220, $230, something like that. So that's pretty cool. I was in there looking to see, because I haven't paid attention to the videos on how to change the color of your car in the app, because I don't plan to change the color of either car, even though I think it's cool and I like it, and that's nice that I like that feature. Hopefully that won't get us in trouble with the fun police. But I was just trying to see, because like I said, apparently for some reason I can't do that with Ruby even if I wanted to, and I would like for Tesla in the release notes, instead of just not listing the features and saying why my car is not eligible, like older driver instrument cluster can't handle it, which I don't believe, since I get book covers and album covers and all of these fancy, I know it has enough colors. And even if they had to limit me to the full number of colors, a smaller subset of colors would be okay. So I don't know, why can't I do that with my car if I wanted to do it? I would rather see a 1 to 2 sentence statement as to why I can't use it on my car than it just to be left off and me wondering why. And I guess don't feel as sensitive as some other Tesla older S and X drivers, but some are feeling very left out, particularly left out. And you know, I think on these things, some of these just don't make sense. So I'd like to know what Tesla's thinking was there. Why? Okay, so it's definitely, the Colorizer is in 2022.4.5 and Ruby is on 4.5.1. So if she were going to have it, she would have it. And there's the video I'm watching of a horizontal screen, so a 3 or a Y. I didn't really pay attention. It's kind of tiny on my phone. There is a little box over here on the software screen where you could do it, but most people would access it under the toy box, and I don't see it. So I guess Tesla explained to me why that's not included for me. I just want to know. I would be more content if you just tell me why I can't have it, right? Because we're left with a valid explanation of there's a technology limitation. You know, I sort of, people tend to think the worst. So you just ought to tell us why. You just ought to tell us why. So it's kind of like, well, why can't I have a custom light show? You know, why can't my car handle that coding? I'm supposed to have the updated chip for full self-driving and the updated MCU, and why can't I have these things? So anyway, no Colorizer for 2017 Model X. And before I head to the house, I've been thinking about something all morning and trying to decide if I want to talk about it or not, but I probably do. I'm just not sure I know exactly what I want to say. I'm not usually short on words or coming up with what I want to say, but I'm part of this Women Drive Electric Facebook group, and I'm also Tesla Divas and the Model X and the Model 3 and the Model Y and the local North Carolina group and a couple other groups. Mostly I pay attention to Divas and the local North Carolina group. Some of those other groups are rough, to say the least, especially for women. I don't know. They're often pretty mean and not helpful out there, and I just avoid it. But the Women Drive Electric group is a different group of women. You know, women, sometimes I think we shoot ourselves in the foot because you would think that all women would want all women to succeed, but not so much. And if you're a woman, I know you know what I mean. And if you're a guy, you probably don't understand the subtleties of this phenomenon. But I don't know, we're finding it to be a really hard group over there. There are the Tesla owner women that have, I would say, dared to join the group. And there's everybody else, you know, Bolt, Leaf, and there are a few other cars out there, women that own other, but I would say there's a lot of Leaf and Bolt owners in the group. And I don't know, why can't we all get along and be mutually supportive? It's more like, sometimes it feels like a mutual tear down. I mean, it's nothing wrong with being proud of your vehicle, and why, you know, I'm sure every Bolt owner out there, you know, they're happy with their vehicle just like I'm happy with my vehicle. We all want to tell people what's great about our vehicle, why you should get our vehicle instead of some other vehicle. But I don't know, sometimes in that group it goes a little bit too far. And there was a conversation brought up this week, and I already knew that was, I mean, I already felt my woman radar was out there picking up on subtle things people were saying, the subtle nuances of the commentary out there about stuff. But somebody dared to mention Elon, and then a whole series of why I can't buy a Tesla came up, and it was kind of sad. There were several people more eloquent with their words than me that own a Tesla, or at least see a more well-rounded view, I think. And they were able to put some comments out that I thought were helpful. But there were also a lot, well, I could never spend my money on a Tesla. They're discriminating against people. And then somebody pulled up an article in 2019 where there was a big investigation at GM about this workplace discrimination. And someone, was obviously saying allegations versus proved facts. And when you're on top and you have money, then people see an avenue to come after that money. And I don't know, it was kind of getting pretty tense out there. We don't have to agree 100% with everything. People were saying, well, I wouldn't buy a Tesla, but I find myself using Amazon Prime and buying things from Jeff Bezos. And I'm like, there's just, it's not limited to Tesla. It's like, how do you exist? How do you make sure every dollar you spend only goes to organizations that are good? I mean, I've heard people tell me Walmart's horrible, but Target's great. Well, I don't agree with that statement. I think it's hard to be a major company and not have some dirty laundry, right? It's kind of like saying McDonald's food is unhealthy for you, but if you go over to Chick-fil-A, their food is healthier. Well, if you look that up, that's not true either. Look at the number of chemicals in what appears to be simple Chick-fil-A chicken breast sandwich, even the grilled ones. So it's these perceptions that, and they really get really rock solid firm too. They're sort of, wow. So I don't know. I have very mixed, I don't participate in that group. I read some of the stuff, but very much if they want more participation, they're going to have to come up with we're here to mutually benefit each other approach versus we're just going to argue about which EV is better and have, your car's too expensive, you're rich, I don't want to deal with you, or why are you driving that car, it's not a Tesla, or I don't know, it's just not working over there. Tesla Divas, it's all Tesla owners. We pretty much keep that group positive. It's really pretty positive. Mutually supportive, answering questions, not putting people down that have questions, or there are a few posts, but it's really pretty good. But on the other, we got to work on it over there. I don't know how. I don't know how. Maybe there's a men drive electric, and it's a bunch of mixed car manufacturers, and they're getting along better than the women are. I don't know, because I'm not part of that group. But is anybody part of any group that really is a group of EV owners, not just one manufacturer or another where it's working well, and if so, if you are part of that group, what's making it work well? I guess I'm just going to say that I think car manufacturer specific groups are probably better, because if you have questions, someone that drives your car is more likely to be able to help you than someone that doesn't drive your car. I don't know. And I guess the semblance over there, the feeling is that, you know, we're all supposed to be feeling the same about climate change and the same about why you should drive electric, and, you know, some of these things that go together. And maybe that's why we would group up as women, or maybe just women, you know, with the same technology thinking, we would line up over there. But I just would say it just isn't working well. So there, did I say that okay? It's been troubling me ever since I've been reading this append. Some of the stuff in there about Elon was just like, you know, yeah, he's opened his mouth a few times. He should have kept it shut. Any of us had not done that one time in our life, or 10 times or 20 times. Some of us probably learn quicker than others to stop saying some things, and some of us may still be trying to learn it. I don't know. I don't need him to be a perfect human being. He's allowed to make mistakes. I wish, you know, some of the mistakes, hopefully they're smaller and not bigger, but, you know, I wish sometimes he would also not speak, but he'll continue to be a work in progress, just like the rest of us. Johnny just informed me by a message that he does not have to go into school tomorrow, that the college classes, they have a wellness day, basically. I don't know, a teacher work day, whatever you want to call it. They're calling it a wellness day. And the high school classes, I guess, will be virtual. So normally that would be great news. Don and I get an extra day to sleep in. I don't mind being off the road for one day, blah, 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 except for, oh, that's right, Ruby goes to Tesla for service tomorrow. So I'll have to be on the road anyway. Oh, joy. Well, I've decided to take a break from romance, this Bobby Eckhart series on asteroids. Impact. It's a fictional book, end of the world, basically. It's 25 hours, 3 books, 25 hours, and I am in the process of starting it. I'll read basically, I like romance, and I like the world is coming to an end. It doesn't matter if it's a solar flare, an asteroid, you know, it just doesn't matter, whatever it is. The moon gets split up, nuclear, you know, power getting knocked out and not able to come back on. It just really doesn't matter. I like all of those kind of, you know, tsunamis, disasters kind of thing. So hopefully this won't stress me out too bad. I've read some of his other stuff, and he does a good job of researching. And oh, by the way, he's covered almost all of those topics. If you want to he throws in quite a good bit of research, scientific stuff in with the writing. So while it is a work of fiction, you can learn a lot by reading it. And I have no idea what's going on up here, except it looks like I gotta get left. I don't know what's going on, but there is a fire truck and a second fire truck and a emergency response SUV, and something's going on that's not good. Well, that was definitely not good. There was a car on its side, and it had definitely been on fire. I just hit the dash cam button so I can look when I get home later, because obviously I don't need to be taking my eyes off the road and watching that stuff while I'm going past the first responders. Yeah, this is not exactly the weather I would order for our morning walk, since it's only 33 out here. It's just a little chillier than I want, but it doesn't appear at this location, at least, to be windy. So hopefully it's just as still as it can be. So Don and I are talking about the Colorizer thing that I talked with you guys about earlier. I was explaining it to Don. And if I can summarize for you, you said that you think they just are too lazy to update the vertical screen cars.
they're not too lazy. They just on their priority list, updating it isn't high enough to slow up for the next. In other words, they're working on the next feature for the newer cars, and they said, well, we can either
swap sides with me.
We can either stop working on the next feature of the new car for the newer cars, or we can go back and retrofit the old ones to catch them up. And we'll just put this on. I'm hoping we'll just put this on the list to revisit once we come up for air. And you know, like I said, nobody's going to be happier with me when they get done with full self-driving, to the point where some of those programmers might be able to be freed up.
You can see the frost here. But as our friend Andy said, and I think I agree with Andy, the same people doing the UI changes and these fun little features are not the same brainiacs that are doing the full self-driving code.
Well, I think he's right that some of those guys doing the full self-driving code, those guys are at a different level. But they're still...
Only so many programmers Tesla can employ to do changes, I guess.
Right, but you still need the guys who aren't, the people who aren't at that level, who contribute in other ways. You know, they're still coders, so they can do UI stuff, because there's a lot of UI stuff on the full self-driving that has nothing to do with neural network.
Right. Well, I'm going to add in there that, switching gears slightly, in a prior work lifetime, we used to have to go in and make panel changes sometimes for new releases, or God forbid for bug releases, because the way you change the UI was painful for the customer. So if you were shipping a panel that required extra instructions and running a job after you applied the fix and some other rigmarole, that wasn't so good. But on top of that, we usually didn't have more than 3 releases in the field at a time because it's so hard to support multiple release levels. But we would have to go change that. We would have to ship a fix for every release level, you know, this library management stuff, and we would have to ship that panel updated on each of those release levels and not screw it up. And so it was really painful for us, plus the customer had to do extra work too. So, you know, I get it that, I mean, I don't know a lot about Java or whatever the UI is written in, because we're talking other kinds of coding for the mainframe stuff that I'm talking about. But still, I'm sure it requires somebody to go in and make the changes on every level of that software that they've got in a software management library tool. And then somebody's got to test it and regression test it at each level. So I get that it's more work if they put it on additional cars, but
Yeah, well,
I don't know, how much more work can it be? And just do it, because it's the right thing to do for us people that have been there for a while.
Well, it's strictly a matter of landscape versus portrait. I think it's just that all the landscape cars will probably get it, and all the portrait cars probably won't.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. And
at some point, the whole windowing scheme that they're using to present the UI, at some point, surely God, he will come back and have one where you can, the orientation of the screen isn't going to matter.
Right.
It's sort of like the same thing with your cell phone technology. Your cell phone certainly has a better orientation for whatever, you hold it vertical or horizontal.
And most apps handle it.
So it's not a unknown concept. And it's just a matter of getting it tested, getting it shipped, taking care of the bug. You know, all these complications.
Well, Don said it had been a few days since he did a hit. So he's doing a hit because he wants to live to be 95. Well, all the days that he lives, he wants to be able to enjoy them. Maybe that would be a better way to phrase it. Right, Donnie? All the days that you're alive, you want to be in good enough health to enjoy them?
Yeah, something like that.
I wimped out last night and had a steak for dinner with Johnny, which was not non-keto. It was nothing. It was all no carb. It was fine, a little bit of broccoli and some butter. But I was really trying to do Dawn's only in the morning, one meal, or 6-hour window or whatever even, and I just couldn't do it last night. I'm a fasting wimp. A part of it is this time of year I have some neurological things going on that get to be a little scary. I just don't do good in January and February. It's not a good month for me to push limits. I'm just kind of getting through until warmer weather now. I hope you're counting since I'm running my mouth.
That's 5.
That's 5? Okay. You go, Donnie, go. I'm so proud of you for making the effort to be around for a really long time for me. I love you for making the effort. Yay, Donnie!
Yeah.
Yep, all that trash, that's our fellow man. Somebody dropped it in the middle of the road, then it got run over, and then it blew off to the side. That's a lot of trash. We picked up everything on the grass, but we're not going out in the middle of the road. That's dangerous. If it gets over here to the grass tomorrow when we do our walk, we'll pick up whatever moved out of the roadway. I mean, I'm good with picking up something that's just on the other side of the curb, but not that's out in the middle of Main Street, not in that location. It's 10:30. I didn't leave myself a lot of time. Ruby says I've got 3 minutes. I'll probably walk in right at 11. I don't like to make Janice late. But I did get Don's breakfast cooked, and I did eat steak and egg with him. Didn't get to sit down and eat it, but I mean, I fixed some food and I ate it. I was cooking. I'm fast when I need to be with breakfast foods, at least old school breakfast foods. Hopefully there's no traffic delays getting up there because I don't have any cushion. Ruby's all tucked in. I've got my 3 minutes to spare. So we're doing good. I do have to check in on the computer, but I can usually do that in something less than 3 minutes. I'm enjoying the new book so far. I've left the chiropractor's office and I'm headed over to Guardian Angel Apex. Just my typical Tuesday. I'll be shopping over there for a bit and then heading over to Whole Foods. There were quite a few things I need to pick up over there today, so I need to allot plenty of time, enough time. But it's only 11:43, so I'm doing good on time. Oh my goodness, there's Legos and there's a bunch of Friends stuff in there. That's going home. Found a pair of ocean themed earrings for Michelle and these stamps for me. Lots of cool stuff in here today. I wish I needed a pretty soft brand new pink blanket. It's big enough and I like the print, but I prefer fabric, weighted, not slippery polyester. Bummer. Definitely have some interesting boots. They always have such nice looking, basically brand new shoes. I'm always looking for Crocs. I took the cart back, but I opened up the Lego thing and looked in there, and I'm pleased. I am pleased. It has one Mega Bloks Barbie thing, but I can easily pull that out, and there's lots of good Friends. It's just good. All right, I've got a maximum of 40 minutes. 30 would be better. I noticed this S when I pulled up. I was trying to decide how new it was. Sparky, huh? I like it. Well, I got everything I needed and then some. Of course, now that I'm stopping in for a short trip each week, it's a much smaller amount. I think I had 3 or 4 grocery bags today. Ruby's saying I'm going to be downtown at 2:12. That is totally good time. And it's up to 48 out there. Come on, guys. Finish your crossing maneuver, please. So kit 41106 is in that bin I got today, and there's the bottom of it. And this cafe, which I have part of, but not most of it. And I definitely saw all that glass. The windows are in here. There's this junior kit, and you can see there's one of the windows for that. A Mega Bloks Barbie thing I'm going to have to pull out. This little tiny kit. I don't know what this is, actually. It's a tiny little thing. I don't know. What is it? Yeah, I don't know. There's like a page missing. And then this car, which I already have up there put together, I think. But that's okay. And then who knows what else, right? So I'm going to spend a few minutes, probably just mostly pull out the Mega Bloks thing so I can donate it back. If most of it's there, I'll donate it back in a sealed bag. So I separated out this Barbie Mega Bloks kit. I'm going to tape that together and donate it back. And then there's 3 vehicles and I don't know, a work trailer or something. That's Mega Bloks too. But all of this is the Lego stuff that was in that bin. And I know what this is. This is a horse trailer van thing, and the wheelbase is there. I have another one of these in one of the other boxes from another day, but not the base. So that's good. Lots of nice bricks. This is that Junior's kit, all the yellow pieces for it, or most of them. This is that big van party mobile. I don't know. They don't put the name of it on there, but it's basically the soundstage van. And I would say that I'll be able to get that back together. That's a pretty big vehicle. And then there's, I don't know, there's a few Minecraft things and some other stuff. I don't know what it is. But that's probably as far as I'm going to go today. And then I've got, you know, these were mostly already in the bag. And then I just added a few more small parts in there. You're not supposed to get off work at 6:15. I'm sorry, but I just been sitting here putting back together this big party van. And it is coming back together pretty good. Yeah. But something came, Amazon came. You know, this guy was sitting in the van.
Yeah.
And normally they'll hand it to you through the window or they'll open the door. He actually like insisted on standing.
Oh,
and then getting back in his van. I don't understand. Like maybe he thought it wasn't polite to just hand it to me, or I don't know. It was just kind of weird. He was a nice guy, said hello, he was friendly, but he acted like that's what he was supposed to do. That was sort of anticlimactic. Keep going.
Is it fragile?
No. I mean, you can't run over it with Ruby, but it's not, it shouldn't break you just trying to get it out of the... It's a test at the end of the workday.
Trying is be the operative word.
It's a test at the end of the workday. Put it on the floor for the kitties. They might hop in it for a few minutes. You could tell Dawn was thrilled. Well, they like boxes. You can't deprive them of their Amazon.
Well, they get more Amazon boxes than I get. Well, somebody did a
Bang up job, huh? Well, you can't use scissors on that?
Yeah, well, I had to put them up.
Oh, okay. This is real life, folks, when you go to open your boxes. I know you know. We'll take it out.
Piece of black plastic? Oh, wow, it's a really nice piece of black plastic.
What kind of felt is that inside of there?
Oh, it feels like Tesla felt.
It does, doesn't it? Do you know what it is? This is a test. He has no clue because I haven't told him.
It goes underneath the seat.
It does. It fits the Model Y.
Oh, very cool.
Passenger or driver. And I guess it kind of works front or back.
Huh.
And it does have some Velcro on the side if you really don't want it to move.
Oh,
but
if you really don't want it
but if you don't care, we'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, this was an order after a Tesla Diva post.
Huh.
From Amazon.
Wow. That's pretty snazzy.
Yeah, so we'll see if we like it or not. It'd be easier for us to fit it in there and play with it tomorrow morning when we go for our walk.
Yeah, be sunlight.
Be sunlight out. Then right now it's in the garage. You know, we can't see. So tune back in tomorrow to see how it fits.
Yeah, Hopefully I'll be able to put it in the Model Y easier than I was able to get it out.
Get it out of the box. Johnny's at Taekwondo. I really don't need anything from Walmart. I'm just not motivated to go over there and walk around, and Don's napping, so if I go home I just wake him up, and I'm probably just gonna sit here and listen to my Audible book, which is pretty good. All right, Ruby's plugged in and ready to start charging at 8:30. I monitored heat on 72 and seat heater on 3 for the 50 minutes I was parked up there at Taekwondo, and I lost 4 miles of range, which I thought was nothing and good. I mean, I was roasting hot in the car. So obviously I didn't know I was going to be doing this today when the day started out right, because I picked up that bin of bricks at Guardian Angel, and this is one of the things that was in it. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm missing 3 pieces: a star, which I have, a funky black slope for here, which I have, and then a little tiny slope, which I'm still hoping I am just overlooking because I don't think I have that. But watch this. It's very playable, so you can get in. It's meant to slide open, so you can get in there and you know, do stuff with your minifigures inside of it and everything. And this back opens up, so you can get your luggage in and out. And the door opens so that the driver can get in and out. I do not have the 3 minifigures, and I haven't tried to build the speakers or any of the other things that go with it yet. So I've probably got a couple more hours, or I could call it done. But anyway, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yep.